Hello, Miss Courtney Dillon and my little
Hi.
boy Eric. How are you, both of you guys?
He says, "Hi, Mom." He's doing good today. He's really good. He's excited for what we're gonna do. So we're
Yes.
friends.
And we are going to bring in Matthew Perry to talk, but also to be interviewed. And you guys can check out Courtney's information, CourtneyDillon.com. I'll just say it in the information below. Okay. Sometimes you have to click more, more. So to open up that part. Anyway, so Matthew Perry, what is he looking like? Is he okay?
He is I was saying to Eric, who's also kind of a flirt. He's a little bit of a flirt. I'll say that. He's very charming.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful smile. He's wearing a white button-up shirt and some jeans, and he's saying he's about
Okay.
40 years old, 44.
So I know
Mm.
you have something to say first to start this all out. And, I want to respect you completely from every facet. So,
Well, the thing he's saying, first off, he says, "Thank you, Elisa, for having me
you're welcome.
very much." He's happy to be here today and happy to talk to everyone and people who will listen. Um, he wants to bring some clarity surrounding how he is being perceived in his death.
Yeah.
And he wants to tell people that he says, "I'm more complex than the character that that I portrayed. And I am more complex than than the media fodder.
Yeah.
And I feel it is important for me to clear the air. I want people to understand that I have a depth of character and care greatly about other people. I want people to understand that I am charming, not only charming, he's like funny,
Mm.
but I also care deeply for other humans.
Yeah. Clearly.
I want I want to be remembered for this legacy more than anything else. And I would appreciate you remembering me in this light."
Yeah. Consider.
Um, he says that the media fodder really bothers him
Yeah.
because the intentions are not pure often. And he he says that he has a problem with fame, actually, that in the end, this may be surprising to you, but I found fame to be a very difficult and often lonely road.
Ugh,
In the end, I also decided that fame is not worth it.
I agree.
If I can say anything about fame, it is to say that if you have any fame, to use your platform to create change in the world and to do good,
Yeah.
and to remember that we are all human and we are all swimming upstream. And it is important to also remember that each of us carries a burden of some kind. I carried one, you carry one, he's talking to me,
Yeah.
carries one. It is easy to look at other people's lives and think that they have it all figured out.
Mm.
But it's important to remember that we all carry a burden, even if you do not know or aren't aware of another person's burden, to know that we all carry one. and to treat people with love and kindness, because you do not know what burden they are carrying. I want to be remembered for the small acts of everyday kindness. And I think it is important that people understand that I view success differently now. I view success as the importance of spreading love, kindness, empathy, and compassion, and bringing it into the world. These are the most important acts that you can do in your life, even if you have nothing, even if you have not a lot of money. You can give a smile to a stranger. You can reach out to someone suffering. It is important you understand that this is the true measure of success.
Mm.
So
Wow.
that's his.
That is so true. Love is all there is. You know, that's the only thing that's important.
He says that he wants to commend you, Elisa,
Oh,
for the important work you are doing to help others, and he sees that. He's talking about me too,
thank you.
so I'll skip that part. But
Oh, we know
But-
you're doing a lot for the world too, little Miss Lightworker.
and he wants to it's in part why he decided or agreed, I guess we could say, to come on today,
Yeah.
because we're at a critical juncture, and we all have to make a choice of whether we want to listen to clickbait and media fodder that is often not true, or invest our time and our resources into helping the fellow man. We all have a choice to make. And I wish I could have done more. I had plans to do more, but I am here today to give this message in hopes that those who listen will hear my words and act out of their own love and compassion.
Yeah.
And help others.
Yeah, live life in love, not fear, and all of its horrible facets, which so many are doing now. All right, I have some questions from the community, and if I read them,
He says he's happy
sorry,
to
go ahead.
answer. He's laughing. He says he's happy to answer most of them. So
Yeah,
we'll see
well,
what
you
that
know,
means.
this is not about being exploitive, you know. And
No, he knows that. That's why he's here.
yeah,
It was very
we would never do
important.
that.
Yeah.
And well, you of course are the boss. So, had the vaccine this number one anything to do with your early demise?
No comment.
Okay. Was there foul play involved in your passing?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No, he will say, I was just surprised as everyone else.
Oh, was it one of your exit points?
Of course, but he didn't know.
Like a planned one, pre-planned, or was it a free will thing?
He's leading me to free will in this moment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what was your cause of death? Was it a stroke, heart attack, or drugs?
He's taking me to heart. He's
Yeah.
taking me to heart and sudden pain. I
Oh,
mean, he's showing me it happened very fast too. This was not
Wow.
painless, quick. The way he's making a joke. The way I like to roll.
Oh, okay. Oh boy. So, you were a big smoker, so I'm sure that created some cardiac problems.
He says, yeah, my lifestyle did not help anything. Smoking. He's showing me his physical body and his energy in this moment when he's alive. And he's showing me that he had some damage to his physical body from the abuse on it over a long period of time. So, it did a number on him, he says.
What do you think it would have happened if you had not?
Probably not as soon.
Soon.
Yeah, it was due in large part to the neglect of my physical body for many, many years, he says, smiling.
Okay. What was your soul contract in this lifetime?
To love others, to spread joy, and to overcome addiction.
Oh, you did overcome addiction though, didn't you?
More or less, he says.
Okay, well, that's good. It's a lot better than a lot of us.
Well, he says, I have he's showing his personality structure that he chose, right? Mm-hmm. And he says that he says, I have very addictive patterns in lots of different areas. He's calling himself an equal opportunity employer in terms of addiction, that he kind of be addicted to lots of things like food and,
okay,
you're
not alone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So what was your favorite thing that you did, the favorite project, TV series? Maybe it was Friends, maybe not. Maybe it was the one with Selma Hayek or whatever.
He's saying that's a complicated question.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the answer is Friends, but also Friends made his life interesting, but also I couldn't handle Friends in a certain way, like the fame that came with it and the attention and he's just showing me like hands out, like everybody wanting something from him, and so he really thinks it's a mixed blessing.
What do you mean hands out? Was family or friends trying to get?
He's not talking so much about family, Hollywood. He's talking about Hollywood. It's a dark town in some ways, and you have to understand that you can't trust a lot of people, especially when you get to a certain level or of fame.
Yeah.
That many people want your attention, your time, your money. They want connections. They want friends, like, sort of like that sort of thing. And so he found it often lonely and difficult because he says that not everybody there, it's not everybody, but a lot of people weren't very down to earth,
I heard somebody talk, maybe it's an EVP. So if y'all listen to it and hear anything, let me know. So, we've had so many people trying to do some sort of exploitation of the Eric story, Matthew. And, we've tried.
It bothers him. I know it bothers him.
Yeah.
He's like, because they're doing it about him. They're doing it the same thing to him.
Yeah, but they want to do a movie. They want to do a series. Some wanted to do a reality show. It's like my husband and I knew.
No way.
This one lady, Melissa Chavella, she just seems so spiritual and kind and good. So, we've got a pilot written, and I'm wondering, her heart, she wants to spread spirituality to them, help spread. Eric, what you have to say and stuff. What do you think about
Eric thinks it's a great idea in that you found the right person, is what Eric is saying. He's right over here. But what Matthew's saying, Matt, he says to me, is that there are good people. You just have to look. You have to look a lot harder.
So what do you think about, can you help us with this project and get it out there, Matthew?
He's like,
see, somebody's already asking you for a favor. No, you don't.
He's laughing. I know he's laughing. He says he'll try. He will try it because he can see the value in it,
Okay.
and he sees that it will help others.
Hope so.
Mhm. It will.
Right. Did Matthew, Matt, did you follow your predestined life contract when you were here alive?
Yes, and yes. He says, I came in to experience fame and learn to stay in my power. So addiction is always, not always, but addiction for him, he's showing me, is also about personal power and learning to like come back to his personal power, he's showing me and saying. And which is interesting because I don't always think of addiction in this light. It's kind of an interesting lesson to learn through addiction. He shows me another lifetime also, and he's showing me this, where he was he's saying the roaring 20s. So it wasn't that long ago.
Right.
I mean, I guess it is a long time ago now, but you know, in terms of lifetimes. And he's at a poker table in a bar, and he's playing poker and cards poker, and he is there all the time, and has a gambling problem and drinking. And so that was how he got mixed up with the wrong people, and yes, got mixed up with the wrong people and did exit that way. And so he had to come back also to overcome some of these addictive tendencies.
Well, how did you die? Were you murdered?
He shows me shot. Yeah.
You shot. Okay. Did you cheating at cards, were you? I'm kidding. I don't know. Or maybe the
He's
other
smiling. He's smiling. So I think he was a little bit.
What happened during your childhood? Was there anything that happened in your childhood that was the catalyst for your addictions? Or maybe it was from that past life. What was the catalyst?
He says both. He can see it now. You know, he calls himself the man in the middle. And what does that mean? It means that, like, when you come from a fractured home, he says actually his parents, he wants to really clear the air. His parents are very loving, very supportive, very good people, very kind. So he's not going to sit here and disparage his parents and say, poor me.
Yeah.
Because that's not it. There was challenges, but also he can understand that that's part of his life contract. There was one of the things, because he felt sort of like he had to be on a lot to get like attention, but it's also just his personality. I mean, he's got a lot of, he's really
class clown. Yeah,
exactly. But he's super bright. I mean, he's very bright.
Yeah.
Saying thank you. And he made me laugh all day. He's very bright, and he, you know, he wants people to understand that he plays these characters, but it's sort of like he can get into a character and know how to play a certain level of intellect, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so he figured out how to do that at a young age to make people laugh, to lighten the tension in a room. You know, like, so he figured, I mean, there's difficulty in his family. It's not all easy.
Well, no, but every family has some difficulty from time to time. I can speak for that. But was there any one experience, one incident that?
No.
Okay, I didn't think it was.
No. There is a genetic predisposition. It's both of his parents. He just keeps saying they're really good people, but there's somewhere in his line where there's a genetic predisposition also to addiction.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, yeah. So who did you meet when you tell us about your crossing over? Of course, it was quick and painless, thank God.
He's showing me his dog, actually. This is really funny. He's so cute. So he must have had a couple dogs crossed over, and he really loved these animals because he shows me meeting them. He shows me this is not his mother. It's like, I think it's his grandmother. and his keeps saying his team.
Okay.
It
So-
was quick. It was painless. It was, he says, stunning. He was stunned.
Really?
Like, yeah, he's like, he shows me like looking around, like, what the heck just happened?
And
Like
what
it
did
took
you
him.
see? Was it all bright and white, or were you in a room?
First he shows me, he shows me the minute of his death. It's not painful and it happens fast. It's heart. I think heart attack. I mean, you just feel
Yeah.
pain. And then he leaves his body and he's sort of like he's like standing there and he's like looking at himself and like, what just happened? Like he's sort of bewildered is the word.
Yeah.
Like it's taking him a minute to come to understand. I have crossed over. I have transitioned because apparently there's some YouTube that he did not,
Oh yeah.
he didn't transition or something, but no, that's not true. And then he sees, feels, he says, feels what feels like a giant hole. It's like a hole. And
Yeah.
he hasn't heard it described this way so much before. Not that he's listened to a lot of this type of stuff, but he is a seeker. He calls himself a seeker. But for him, it felt like a pull into peace, a pull into light. And it was like all of a sudden, he's like standing there. It's not even really a tunnel. It's just, he's there. It's just there. It's just like, now I'm here somewhere else.
It's kind of like what Eric, you experienced, right? You said you
yeah, there's no long tunnel. There's no, there's no, he says there's no like party welcoming committee. It was just, and then when he gets out, it's like, oh, okay, this is it. And he said it took him a little bit of time to understand this experience because it was so quick, it was so fast.
Were you upset or relieved or some other emotion?
I suppose I could say I feel like I didn't finish what I wanted to do.
Well, you can work on that side, right?
He says, he goes like this and he says, win some, lose some.
Okay. What was your first thought? Oh, was it just like, wait, what happened? Was that?
Yeah, absolutely. He says complete shock, bewilderment, confusion. What just happened? Wait, I'm not supposed to die yet. That's what he's thinking. Wait, I'm not supposed to die yet.
Oh.
I mean, it's just an average day.
Yeah. I think the heat in the water probably had something to do with the cardiac event.
Yes, you would agree. Mm-hmm.
Now you are free of your addiction. Does it feel realer to be where you are now?
Oh, he says addiction feels pretty real. Don't get
yeah.
Oh, he's saying anybody who struggled with addiction knows how real it can feel.
Yeah.
But he's tongue in cheek a little bit. I hope I'm conveying his humor.
Oh, yeah, he's doing great.
It's kind of funny. What he's showing me is like, it's like peace. It's just peace. He feels peace.
Yeah.
It's good. He's kind of okay with it now.
That's awesome. So what do you like about where you are now? And then I think we'll go ahead and pause and start.
They could work on the food.
Why don't they produce any food you wanted?
I know he's joking. Well, because it's not the same. You can't. It's not like. It's not like he's showing me like a big plate of pasta or something. Like,
yeah,
you can't get that over here. What does he like about it? I can do good work here. I'm realizing I can help others here. I can feel peace in my life. I can realize that things were as they should be.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's taken him a minute to get used to, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's like going back home. It's not it feels really comfortable. And he wants to explain this to people, especially those who are really afraid of dying. He's like, no big deal. Telling you, no big deal. It's a bigger deal for the people who are left.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh God.
You would agree, he
Oh
says.
God. Okay. So did you believe in an afterlife or God or anything like that when you were alive?
Yes. Yeah. Um, he says, given my particular character temperament, he's talking about addiction, it
Yeah.
would be very unwise for me to not believe in a higher power.
Oh, yeah.
Because he says he just wouldn't have survived it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But generally, yes, I believe he calls it the spirit of things. He believes in the spirit of and connection of all people,
Yeah.
and that we're all connected. We are not, like, all of humanity is connected, that we are not alone. And because he believed in this, that's how he perceived God, what we would,
Yeah.
he wasn't usually using that word, but that's how he perceived God.
All right. Awesome. We are whole and part of God is my belief. And that source energy is like a self-aware sentient energy, which is pretty much the collective.
Yeah, that's what he's getting at. You just said
Yeah.
it better than he did.
We're not going to compare. All right, guys. You guys hit the notification bell because you want, and hopefully, Matt, you can stick around for part 2.
Yeah, he's happy to. Yeah, he's happy to.
Thank you. All right, check out Courtney and down below, and also Eric. I love you.
I
Thank
love
you,
you, Mom.
Thank you, Matt.
Oh, you're welcome. Happy to be here.
Thank you.